Why is it that the moment your head touches the pillow, your brain decides it's time to host a conference? All day you were fine. You answered messages, you did your work, you laughed at a random meme, even told yourself, yeah, today was productive. But then it's 11:47 p.m. The lights are off, the room is quiet, and suddenly your mind says, perfect, let's review every awkward thing you've done since 2009. Why does that happen? Why do we overthink the most at night? Not in the shower, not in the middle of a busy afternoon, but specifically when we're trying to sleep. There's a reason. Actually, there's a few, and once you understand them, your nighttime brain starts to make a lot more sense. First, let's talk about distraction. During the day, your brain is busy. Notifications, conversations, work, noise, movement, deadlines. Your attention is constantly pulled outward. It's like your brain is a crowded cafe at noon, loud, chaotic, full of activity. But at night, everything closes. No notifications, no traffic, no conversations, no distractions. And suddenly, that cafe turns into an empty room. And in empty rooms, echoes get louder. Those thoughts you ignored at 2 p.m., they're still there. You just didn't hear them over the noise. Nighttime removes the distractions, and what's left is you and your thoughts. Now here's the deeper part. During the day, you're in doing mode. You're solving, responding, moving, performing. At night, your body switches to processing mode. Your brain finally has time to organize what happened. Think of it like your mind saying, okay, everyone's gone, let's clean up. So it replays conversations, it analyzes tone, it revisits decisions, it checks for mistakes. Not because it wants to torture you, because it wants to learn. Your brain's main job is survival, and part of survival is reviewing what went wrong. So when you suddenly remember that slightly weird thing you said at lunch, your brain isn't trying to embarrass you. It's asking, could this hurt our social status? Could this affect our safety? It sounds dramatic, but socially, humans are wired to care. Back in ancient times, if the group didn't like you, that was dangerous. So your brain still treats small social mistakes like big threats. Now, let's add another layer. Emotions are louder at night. Why? Because you're tired. And when you're tired, your mental defenses are weaker. During the day, you can rationalize. It's fine. They probably didn't mean it. I'm overthinking. At night, that logical voice is half asleep. Meanwhile, your emotional brain is wide awake, like, let's spiral. That's why small worries suddenly feel huge. A text you didn't get back becomes, they're losing interest. A small mistake at work becomes, I'm gonna fail at everything. It's not that the problem grew, it's that your resilience shrank. And here's something nobody talks about. Nighttime overthinking isn't always about today. Sometimes it's about everything you avoided feeling. All day you might have pushed down stress, ignored sadness, avoided uncomfortable conversations. You told yourself, I'll deal with it later. Well, later shows up at night, when it's quiet, when there's no escape, when you can't scroll forever because your eyes are closing. Your brain says, hey, remember that thing we didn't process? Let's process it now. Convenient timing, right? Now here's the secret reason most people don't realize. At night, your identity feels more exposed. During the day, you're playing roles: employee, friend, partner, student, parent. But at night, when it's just you, there are no roles. There's just you and your raw thoughts, and that can feel uncomfortable. Questions show up like, am I where I'm supposed to be? Am I doing enough? What if I never figure this out? These aren't surface-level worries. These are identity-level fears. And identity questions get loud in silence. It's like your brain waits until there's no audience to ask the real stuff. Now let's add some humor, because honestly, nighttime brains are dramatic. You ever notice how your mind picks the worst possible timing? All day, calm, 11:58 p.m. Let's imagine 10 different worst-case scenarios. You're lying there like, brain, can we not?
But your brain's like, no, no, what if we said something wrong 3 years ago? We must revisit. It's almost impressive how creative it gets. You can plan a whole alternate life at 1 a.m. New career, new city, new personality, new haircut. You're basically a life coach for yourself in the dark. Then you wake up and you're like, what was I even thinking? Here's something important. Overthinking at night doesn't mean you're broken. It usually means you're overwhelmed or unprocessed. Your brain is trying to tie loose ends. But the problem is, it doesn't know when to stop, because at night there's no interruption, no message texting, no meeting starting, no task pulling you away. So the thought loop continues. And the more you try to force it away, stop thinking, the louder it gets. It's like telling someone, don't think about pizza. Now you're thinking about pizza. The brain doesn't respond well to force. It responds to acknowledgement. Here's a simple shift. Instead of fighting the thought, try labeling it. This is a fear. This is a memory. This is uncertainty. This is my brain trying to protect me. When you name it, it becomes smaller, because now it's not everything is falling apart. It's I'm feeling uncertain about my future. That's manageable. And here's another truth. Nighttime magnifies feelings. Morning shrinks them. Have you ever noticed how something that felt life-ending at 1 a.m. feels survivable at 9 a.m.? That's because sunlight changes perspective. Energy changes perspective. Movement changes perspective. Your brain chemistry shifts. So the next time your mind starts spiraling at night, remind yourself, this might not be as big as it feels right now. Because nighttime thoughts are like shadows. They look larger in the dark, but they don't grow. The light just changes how you see them. And here's the part that might surprise you. Sometimes overthinking at night is a sign you need stillness, not to spiral, but to listen. If the same thought keeps coming back night after night, maybe it's not random. Maybe it's something asking for attention. Maybe you're unhappy in a situation. Maybe you're avoiding a decision. Maybe you're not expressing something you need to say. Your brain doesn't repeat things for fun. It repeats what feels unresolved. So instead of asking, how do I stop overthinking? Try asking, what is this thought trying to protect me from? What is it trying to tell me? Sometimes the answer is fear. Sometimes it's exhaustion. Sometimes it's misinterpretation. But once you get curious instead of panicked, the spiral slows down. Because now you're in control, not the loop. Here's the bottom line. You don't overthink at night because you're weak. You overthink at night because the world is quiet, your distractions are gone, your brain is processing, your defenses are lower, and your deeper questions finally have space to speak. It's not a flaw. It's a mind that hasn't fully exhaled yet. So tonight, if your brain starts its little midnight documentary series about your life, instead of fighting it, try this. Take one slow breath. Remind yourself that nighttime exaggerates. Label the thought and tell yourself, we'll revisit this in the morning. Because most nighttime thoughts lose their drama in daylight. And you deserve sleep more than you deserve a 2 a.m. life crisis. Your brain isn't your enemy. It's just loud in the dark. And once you understand why, it gets a lot quieter.